Hey guys, just thought I'd do a quick video here, show you what we've been up to today. Didn't work today, it was Friday. So we've been playing with the Sandrail a little bit. We took this cover off the top. Only broke 3 snaps. Been on there for like 20 years. But we got this lighted whip today from the motorcycle shop, and it's quite cool. You can change the colors on it if you want to. Let me see if I can get back here a little ways where you can see it a little better. So we can make it like green or yellow, red, or we can play with this a little bit and make it do crazy things, or it's supposed to anyway. There we go. It's doing rainbow stuff kind of now. Yeah, isn't that cool? We can do a lot of different things with it. The little headlights on that thing are pretty bright, aren't they? So we can I think that looks pretty cool. Look at that. They just keep sticking together in the middle. And this thing's got like 63 different functions that it'll do. I'd imagine it'll fill the whole thing up. I just thought you guys might like to see what my whip will do. Now see, it's coming down on this side. Watch when we walk over to the other side. It's going up on this side. And when you get in the middle, you can kind of see them doing both. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, the things that we can get today for our toys, right? I can change the colors, I can change what it's doing, all with this little remote right here. So every time I click this thing, it does something different. Or you can see I have all these colors. The Sandrail is kind of a fuchsia color. I can just turn that on to a solid purple color. It's pretty neat. Now I'm also going to get LED lights like I have on the Harley. And we're gonna run those under here on the inside of this bar so that we can get the purple glow down on the ground. You know, we'll have the glow lights. I'm probably going to change these headlights. We're going to put some LED purple halos on it. I'm going to get all this purple stuff put on here and have it all purpled out, and then I'm going to paint it green this winter. So that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? But I don't really care that much for the color. It is what it is. That's how it was when I bought it, so I kind of have to deal with it. But I think that thing is just really cool, that whip. And it's got a little orange flag on the top, because that's mandatory out in the dunes on public land. So that's kind of what we've been up to a little bit today. That, and I got these pads that we put on both sides, so we're not banging our elbows on the bars when we're bouncing around. Tomorrow I'm going to try to find some coil-over shocks. We're going to get rid of these nitrogen shock absorbers because they ride too rough when they're full of nitrogen. If you empty them out, if you try to let some nitrogen out, they just kind of bottom out. They don't really have enough travel for my taste. We're going to change all that. I don't think you guys have ever heard this thing run. Showed you that video out there, but snappy little Sandrail. .3-liter Chrysler V6 out of a 92 minivan. And she's been hopped up a little bit too. I can't wait to take this thing out to the sand and see what she'll do. These tires that are on it, these are Goodyear Wranglers. My brother looked them up. They're $300 a piece. And then when we go out to the dunes, of course, we'll have these badass paddles on there, and that ought to really make that thing scoot in the sand. So anyway, that's what we've been up to today. We did a lot of running around and didn't get a whole lot of anything done because this thing's not like going and buying parts for your car. It's made out of all different things. The motor's out of a 92 Chrysler minivan. We're thinking that the transmission and that it's either VW or Subaru, one of the two, the transaxle and all of that. So whenever we go to buy things for it, it's kind of a hit and miss thing. I tried to buy some coil-over shocks for it today at the parts store, and they said the only way they can get me some shocks is to try to figure out the length, because you know they all go by, well, what kind of car do you have, what year is it, and it's parts numbers, you know. So I just need to find a place where I can find me some 17-inch pretty heavy coilovers for this back and some 13-inch for the front, and get rid of these nitrogen shocks. It would cost me around $500 to get a tank of nitrogen, the special valve, and everything that you need to be able to air up these shocks and with nitrogen gas and let them out. They don't take air, they're nitrogen, so kind of a pain in the butt. So I want them gone. I don't like the ride anyway, so we'll put some coilovers on there. We got the brakes all pumped up good and solid. My brother called a guy and he told him about these calipers, and we had to undo them and tip them up sideways to get the reservoirs in the calipers full and bleed them that way. And then once they were bled and pumped up, then we could put the calipers back where they belong. You can see these calipers are mounted on the top, which we were probably going to end up moving them anyway, because you can see here where this brake line is just right against this shock. And I don't want, when I get out there and get crazy, I don't want that shock coming down and breaking that stupid brake line off of there. So we're probably going to end up taking these calipers. The bolt pattern down here is a perfectly square pattern, so you can turn that whole axle and put the caliper back here to where that brake line and everything is completely away from these shocks, so we don't break it when we're tearing it up out there. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I got a crazy bone, man. And I won't take this out there and putter around like the little old man that I am. I'll take it out there and tear it up. So we're going to abuse it. So we'll see what happens. Oh, one more thing we're going to do. We're going to get rid of these old, well-seasoned, messed up old harnesses. And I'm going to get some new harnesses. I'm going to order some new harnesses online for it. And we'll get those on. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put that top cover back on there or not. I kind of like it, but it doesn't really do anything. It's not big enough to protect you from the sun or do anything really. So I don't know if I'm going to put that back on there or not. If I don't, then we have all these snaps showing here for nothing. They're just, you know, I'll probably end up putting it back on just for general purposes, you know, so it looks right. I don't know. Doesn't really, like I say, it's so small it doesn't really do anything. But there you have it. That's what we've been doing today. Sorry I didn't film any of us actually putting this whip on and wiring it up or anything, but we're not even done with that yet. You can see we've just got, I put a screw in there, put the ground wire too, and we've just got the hot wire twisted up here because we just kind of, it got late and we got home and we just wanted to make sure that it was going to work and everything. So this all has to be cleaned up and wired properly. Where this wire comes through, this wire comes directly out of the bottom of this and goes down through and comes out a hole right here. Well, it was a tiny little hole because this wire, this little bitty wire is all that run up in there. Well, we had to put this wire through there, so we had to drill this out, and it's at an angle. It angles up in there about like this, so we had to lay this down. You just push this in and you can move this whip down, and you can see where the wire goes in that hole. We had to lay this down, and I had to drill that out with a bigger bit so we could fit this bigger wire in there, but it's just billet aluminum. So yeah, see, that just lays down like that. So I just drilled down through it like so. And this is a cool deal. I didn't want to lose this. We were afraid we were going to have to make a different bracket. But this base to the whip is actually screwed right in there. So, and this is just a quick release like an air hose on your car, or, you know, on your compressor or something. You just pull that up. You can pop that right off for transport and then pop it back on there. Not so sure how that's going to work out, if the lights will flicker or something, or if that'll wear after a while, but we'll see. All in all, I'm very happy with this little Sandrail. It's going to be quite fun, and I'm too old to ride dirt bikes or them quads or anything anymore. But my kids go out there playing around with razors and four-wheelers and all of that, and I want to be able to join them. So we put off building the wood shop out back this year, among other things. I didn't have the money I thought that I was going to have. Long story short, the wood shop is on hold till next year. And for this year, we bought a Sandrail so I can go out and play with the kids and stuff and have some fun. But we'll put up some video when we go out to the dunes and tear it up with this thing. But I may not be able to do a lot more work on it this weekend. I got to order the harnesses. I'm gonna look around town here and see if I can find the shocks, but when you go buy them outright like that, the prices are so much higher than if you order them on Amazon. You gotta wait a few days or whatever. In my case, even if they're here 2 days, doesn't matter. I work such long hours at work, I'm not gonna come home and work on this. So if I order them and I can't get them till Monday or Tuesday or something, it'll have to wait until next weekend to put them on. But we're gonna look at some stuff like that, and I've got a loose motor mount bolt. We need to make sure that gets tightened up. For whatever reason, there's 2 bell housing bolts that are supposed to go here and here, and they're missing, and they don't even line up. You probably can't see it, but the holes don't even line up properly. But you can see the wear on the paint where the bolts used to be. So I know they were in there at one time. And I don't know if guys were working on this thing and you know, got everything else mounted up first and then found that those wouldn't work or wouldn't go in or whatever. But I'm thinking maybe we can loosen all the motor mounts and the transmission mounts back here to where we can jack the motor over and up, and we can get those in, and then we can tighten everything up once they're in. You know how sometimes you put bolts in something and you can't tighten the first ones because there's holes that won't line up. So you got to leave them all loose until you get them all started, then you can tighten them all up. And I think that's our problem with this. I think we need to release the pressure on the front motor mount bolts, the transmission bolts, then we can kind of finagle the motor around and get these bolts in. And once they're started and everything, then we can go ahead and tighten them all up and everything will be where it needs to be. But I haven't even looked close enough at them. I'm not sure that those may not be broken off up inside of there. I'm kind of scared to look, to be honest with you, because that's a major pain in the ass to get those out of there. But anyway, that's what we got going on. That's what we've been doing. I just wanted to throw up a little video, update you guys on what's going on. I know we haven't been working on the knife. I get so many projects and things going on that I want to get done. I'm just one guy. So anyway, there it is. Thanks for watching, everybody, and being part of my little shop here and my little projects and stuff. I really appreciate y'all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Never know what you're going to see here. We do all kinds of cool stuff. Like I said, when we get this all going, we go out to the dunes. I'm probably going to go out there before Memorial Day. I can borrow my son's trailer. Once I get everything working on this the way I want it to be, I'll probably just run out there for a day run. It's only a couple hours away. It's not like we've got to drive 300 miles to get there or something. I mean, it's only a couple hour drive. Like I can get up early in the morning, run out there, do a little test and tune, play with things, and just see if everything's working right, and spend a day out there and come back that evening, you know, on a weekend day. So we'll probably put up some video of this thing before we go to the dunes on Memorial Weekend. But the whole family is planning on going Memorial Weekend to Little Sahara here in Utah, and just playing all weekend and having some fun. And so we'll get some video of that too, for sure. And we're going to try to squeeze in some more work on this knife. All I've really got left to do is to heat treat it and put the handle scales on it and the final bevels sharpening, so, you know, and clean up and all that. So we'll get to it. We just keep getting so many things going on that we want to do and whatever, that, you know, we kind of bounce from one thing to the other sometimes. So thanks again for being here. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, all that good stuff, guys. I really appreciate y'all being here. Be careful when you're farting around in your shop or when you're out playing with your Sandrail. Don't take too many risks, and be safe. We'll see you on the next one.